Good evening, dear colleagues. Our company is getting smaller and smaller as the course goes further and further. Hopefully, more of you are going to join with the time being. It's 9:04, but I really, really hope some more people are coming. Anyways, if you're watching this in the recording, I hope that you will get the most useful insights or information from it. Just let us know in the chat what was a new or an interesting thing for you this time. Natalia is asking for the link. Okay, I will do it right now. Send the link. Daria has already shared. Okay, I shared too. Yes, more people. More people are joining. Sorry. Hello, Lera.
Hello, hello. 1 second, I will turn the video.
Yeah, that's okay. Before we start, before we get to questions, I want to ask you this question and want to get a brief answer about this unit. Yeah, what is your overall impression of what you read for today? Overall. Kate.
First of all, I should say that it took me I started at 7 and it's 9. And what about the material? I want to say that all the activities, almost all the activities that are represented in the materials, we play, but we have different names.
And we play them in a funnier way, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We have a more fascinating way to play. So technically, we do what they tell to do in those activities, like tap first, listen and choose. Like that's the principle, the basics. But we do it in a fun way, in an entertaining way, and in different variations, like the same activity. This is exactly what I wanted to hear about your impression of the article, because that's the impression I got. Okay, so you got right into my heart, Kate. Marina, anything else to add?
Just agree with you, girls. I wanted to say the same.
Yeah, that's obvious. That's so obvious. Yeah, maybe Lera has something to add.
Oops. Yeah, it's like you're reading and you think like, I have seen it somewhere. I have read about it. I have practiced some of this. There were a few new moments, like this I say it, you say it. For example, I didn't even think that it is a good way when children just copy. It didn't come up to my mind. And it was this was new for me, and everything else is like, well, yeah, we did it.
Yeah, you know what I have? I think I even have this post on Instagram somewhere closer to the beginning, when I kind of did the saying phrase ta 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 ta, and they had to ta 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 ta. We were just like reading some text. Can I have an English text? Yeah, like okay, I would say you and a friend have just missed the bus.
You and a friend have just missed the bus.
The buses run every hour.
The bus is run every hour.
We'll have to wait an hour for the next bus.
Wow, such a long phrase.
Yeah, so you kind of do like a choir singing, and I added the rhythm to it, and I clapped my hands with it, and I have the kind of, then I did this quietly, and then and then you can do it long, like slowly, ta 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 ta. Da, 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 da. So you just change the manner of saying words, and that's the fun thing. But what you say, repeating, is the language thing. And they don't really realize you're saying these things, but they're having fun. they're repeating the good pronunciation, they're repeating the correct grammar, which kind of sits in their head. So yes, I say it, you say it can go in different variations. They were advertising this phonics like m-a-n, man, and everybody says this m-a-n, man. But you know what? Repetition is such a good way of learning when you have like nothing else. Just the point is to serve the repetition in a tasty way, okay? Because just repeating after somebody is boring, okay? But if you add some game to repeating, if you add some thrill, if you add some rhythm, if you add some music, some competition, some funny stuff, repetition becomes funny and it is effective, okay? Like, how do we learn poems? We repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat the line, and in such a way we learn it. Welcoming Zulia and Masha. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Welcome. And somebody else. And Redmi. Who is Redmi? Who do you think is Redmi? 3, 2, 1. Hey, almost. Okay. So my question was about the overall impression of the of the material that you read for today, and I wanted to ask the people who have joined, do you have anything to say? It's not Natalie. Hello. Do you have anything to say as an overall impression of the text that you have read today? Come on, be initiated. Daria, most of the information was familiar, but for me it was useful anyway, since it was another reminding and summary. Also found something new for myself too. Yeah, like a repetition, like let's look at it again. And there are some new things. Okay, I see you have been reading thoroughly. Somebody else has to say something? Your overall impression.
I guess my impression is the same as Daria's. And I just like marked 3 maybe or 4 activities that I kind of liked. I mean, in comparison with all those that were listed. And once again, I like highlighted to myself that I like the plan file more. This list.
Yeah, we have a good one. But have you noticed that our games are based on those things to a big extent?
Yes,
right?
yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Good.
And I like the phrase, one phrase, to remedy this problem. I would never say like this.
Yeah, I also paid attention to it and I wrote it down, by the way. Yeah, to help this problem, to remedy this problem.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a cute one. There's a lot of nice language in the course that is used just like for, for us just to extend our knowledge and usage of the English language, just paying attention to those little things, how they, what language matters they use to express some meanings. Good. Anybody else, anything to add on your overall impression? No. Okay, let's go to the question. So the activities that you want to single out, just we'll start with this. There were a lot of activities listed. As we have mentioned, we use them a lot. We have our games based on those activities in a more variable way. But something that you pointed out, something that you noticed, something that you want to share concerning the activities that were advised by Jolly Phonics.
Like bouncing game.
Bouncing. Yeah, I have this question about this pounds. What is pounds?
It's like move and jump quickly just to reach something, to catch something.
What do we call this game? They call it pounds.
Tap maybe.
We say tap first. We say tap first, and they pounce. Did anybody check the meaning of the word pounce?
It's like a jumping, strike out, or attack.
It's jumping and attacking, okay? When I saw the word pounds in the dictionary, I wondered, what a funny name for the game with kids, okay? Bouncing. Can you give me the Russian equivalent?
Прыжок.
Not it. Not exactly.
Отпрыгивающий.
Набиваем.
Набрасывать.
It's a verb. Pounce, to pounce.
Набрасывать.
To do what?
Yes, набивать.
Набрасываться. Прям вот. Внезапный прыжок, наскок, атака когтями, ногтями, внезапно атаковать. So when we tap the word, just like put our hand over it, they call it a pouncing. Like you have to take it. That's a funny one. Well, actually, I included this into one of the questions, like what is pounce? Yeah, набрасываться. That's a funny one. Okay, more activities that you paid attention. Marina, yeah, let's finish with you.
So I like this one. What's in the back? Just this kind of variety. Like I usually use something like that, but playing with vocabulary, not with words. Like
With phonics, right?
Yeah. So this one is good. I like this. I will use this as well.
Yeah, simple
So
things. Kids are always so much excited about these secrets, right? What you put in a bag or in a box or in a hat. It's always interesting. So you just put a few phonics objects and have a lesson around it. Okay.
what is more like pick up and pass. So this one is interesting as well.
What was this about?
Pick up and pass. It means when like you have just separate words or maybe sounds, flashcards in front of kids, and then you pronounce this, and the student can repeat and then pass to other students, and these students should repeat as well. So
I think we did
this way.
something similar. I think when we have this activity listed in our list of activities, like you say a word, pass it to the next, and I remember this was first introduced after Victoria read the Jolly Phonics course, and she dug out this activity from this course and she implemented it in class, and it went very funny, by the way. Yeah, like you take a card, say it, and the next person say it. You take a card, say it, the next person say it, and it goes a lot of speaking, a lot of saying in a circle. Yeah, there's a lot of noise, but everybody's excited.
By the way, I tried this kind of activity just with vocabulary as well, like for sounds. Lemon, lemon is easy word, okay. Just some other words for kids to remember. Like we're sitting in a circle and learning the vocabulary this way. And by the way, our Olga Sadowska just had such a cool activity. When you are in a group, in a circle, you just pass this word and everybody say this, and then the activity with your hands back, like you put all these things in a circle, and then you're asking kids, like just you name the activity, some words, some item in the circle, and ask kids just clap your hands back, not clap your hands, put your hands back. No, I'm just already tired today.
Okay, see, Marina, this is one of my questions on the list. Yeah, did you understand how the activities were explained in the course? Well, not bad. Yeah, so they were quite like they were delivered in text. So I wanted you to. I have this exercise in my Teach Like BriTannia'School course, but I want you guys, the teachers, to be able to explain an activity in such a way so that your listeners understand it perfectly. It's important to like be in our heads explaining your activity, because you remember how it happened, you explain what everybody was doing, but maybe missing out some parts, and we as listeners are missing out some parts, or we can't really get the full picture. So that's an amazing occasion here to answer this question number 4, Marina, on your part. Can you tell us what was Olga's activity about? Maybe Olga can tell herself if she wants to. Just explain it in a clear way so that nobody has a question and everybody understands what this is about.
By the way, Olga already wrote that it's not your activity, it's Kate's activity.
Aha! Interesting.
So, you see? Okay, and
that makes it even more interesting. Can you explain how this has to go in like a clear way?
We are sitting in a circle with kids, In the middle of the circle, a lot of different items, or like with the sounds f or p or n. Okay, and so then we're sitting together and just and then what happened next?
You are good at the start. It was a very good start, Marina. Let's continue.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be short.
What is
It's
about?
gonna be short sentences.
Yeah, like you.
No, not short
Okay,
sentences.
we're together with students. We're sitting in a circle. We have got cards with the sound F. Then
or items or real items.
real items with that are named with the sound F. Continue.
So you're asking kids. You're asking kids.
Who
to
you?
shake their
Who
hands.
you asking? Who
Teacher,
you are
teacher,
asking?
teacher.
Okay, then you say, yeah, it's better to avoid all the pronouns when you are giving instructions. Okay, it's a very good idea to keep the teacher, the student, the students, the first student, the second student, the third student, so that your listeners understand who is you. Yeah, because I might at some point think that you mean me as a participant, or me or you as like a general address. It can be a student. So avoid using the pronouns in giving instructions. I'm even going to add this to my course notes even. Please, Marina.
I'll try. So the teacher asking kids to shake their hands in the middle together at the same time.
To do what?
To shake their hands. Just shake your hands back. Kate, you know this, it's yours. So shake your hands back. You're just shaking your hands together. And even I noticed that kids like this phrase. They like the repeat on this. Shake your hands back.
Shaking hands like
this. Yeah,
this.
shaking and put them back then. So, and so then the teacher names some item like shake your hands back, and then a pen or what else?
You mean the teacher says one of the names one of these objects, right?
Yeah, this one.
Marina, avoid unnecessary sentences, okay? The teacher asks the kids to shake their hands and put them back, put them in front, put them back, and then suddenly the teacher names one of the objects from the circle. The student.
Yes. So, and the winner is a student who just catches this quickly.
Who pounces, right?
Okay, who pounds this one. So.
Did everybody understand? Where are you girls? Sorry.
I want to say that actually it's not my game. I took it from Mary or Olga. So it's a long queue.
Okay, it's actually from the plan, but with a little bit of changes. Started to use when she tried the activity first about shaking the hands, not just like put your hands back, yes, or like hands back. We call it, I guess, hands back, yes. But with this new trick, it's like
the game
change.
The game, in fact, is called up first, right?
First, yes, and nobody can recognize it now. I was like just keeping silence because I know where it comes from.
It's just a variation.
Actually,
a variation of tap first. Yes, ladies, if you can just like think of how you can bring a change to the tap first word. We usually tap it with a hand. You can tap it with a toy. You can tap it with a foot. You can tap it with your bottom, okay? They have a big circle and we have to tap the necessary word, like to sit on it. And it's also tap first, all right? Like you can make so many different variations out of the tap first game. You can hang the words on threads from a stick, put a stick, hang the words on threads, and you have to clap first, yeah? Just like the teacher says the word and you have to clap that word first. You have to pounce it first. If it's on the wall, you can I don't know, shoot with a pistol if you have a pistol, kind of, I don't know, these kids stuff. There are two kids playing. So all of these are tap first, okay? You just like make fun of it. Good job. Let's continue. Marina, we were discussing your activities list. Anything to add? Like first question, the activity.
I just finished.
Yeah, we finished with explaining the activity that you just explained. And I wanted to ask if you
Pass, say and pass, yeah? Say and pass.
Okay. Anybody else?
Let me listen to some.
Marinочка, you were speaking and then you muted yourself. So I didn't really get it. Okay, Kate, do you have?
Yeah, sorry.
You have a list of like anything to say about the activities?
Tatiana, sorry.
I want to add about telling instructions.
Okay, one moment, Kate. Zulia, what was the question?
Yeah, I'm not. It's not clear. What's the game? What kind of game? With vocabulary, with what? With sounds?
Tap
with
first.
language?
Tap first.
No tap first. What's your question about activities with what?
It's the very first question of our file.
Ah,
This is prepared to list new activities, group or individual. Yeah. What do you
Mhm.
have? Because a lot of activities, as we said, we do use already, but was there anything new for you? So Kate, please, your answer to this question.
Okay, I will. I single out the activity that I didn't play. Word jigsaws. It looks like a simple one, but they suggest the children should cut the word into single sounds by themselves, and then we can play with this. So we can mix them the sounds, and then we can play with the sounds. So and in this way we can see how they divide the word into sounds. For example, whether they join like diagraphs or they make them together like this, like I don't know.
Yeah, that's a cool one. It's just like a
B-O-A-T or B-O-T. So we will see how they separate them.
It's technically a way of controlling their segmenting skill, right? So we just give them scissors and the word, okay, cut it into sounds. How do you see it? And like the action is responsible, okay? You can't undo it. Because if you do it with a pencil on the paper, you can always use the cleaner and change your opinion. But if you have to cut them into sounds, there's no way back. Yeah. And that's how you segment the kids. That's how the kids segment the words, and we can see how their skill works, how they hear the words. That's a very interesting activity, by the way. Yeah, and as soon as you cut them into pieces, you mix them up and you make up new words. There's the blending activity. Yeah, that's a very funny one. You're gonna use it?
Yeah, we'll try.
Okay, let us know. Take a video and send me the whole thing.
Yeah.
I will put it up on the list of the activities.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Kate?
With games?
Mhm.
I don't remember how it is called in the material, but
What
when you
is
say
called? What
sentence,
is called? Don't remember what's it called.
the activity, I don't remember the name. So when you say, for example, where is your ek? So you tell the phrase, but one word you say by sounds. Or where is your egg? Like this.
By the way, this is an amazing activity to do at the table when cooking and eating, right?
Yeah.
It does not require any paper, anything. You just like by speaking and hearing, you play this activity. Let's take the b, a, and they have to blend, and they bring the but. Okay, who has the sh, u, g, a? We don't even
Sometimes I play this game, but I usually start like, okay, listen to me. What is the word? But not in a phrase. When it is a whole phrase, it's more interesting for them.
Yes, and especially if you include it in something practical that they have to understand. Now take your z.
Mhm.
Go pens. And comprehension works here, right? They have to blend for comprehension. So they develop this natural feeling of understanding of the fact that blending is in fact bringing them to some comprehension, to some success. Yeah, like, okay, now we're going to watch a k, a, t, u, n. Okay, they blend it, they get the cartoon, and they understand it from this activity, from blending a thing in their mind. They actually understand something pleasant for them. All right. Yeah, that's a lovely one. Thank you, Kate. Anything else? That's it. Okay, Zulia.
Guess my word. When you show some action, each sound means some action.
Yeah,
So
we
you
already
show-
discussed this activity previously, right? When you say,
Yeah, so it's a new activity for me.
But it's only if you teach all the gestures. If the kids know all the gestures, then it makes sense. Okay, you can likewise play this game with initial sounds, like give them a rabbit, umbrella, and grapes, or the pictures of a rabbit, umbrella, and grapes. R, A, G. And they have to R, A, G, put together the initial sounds of the objects that you show. It's like another way of playing this game. Okay, anything else, Sule, that you like from this list?
From this list?
From
No,
today's
special.
text? No.
Nothing special.
Okay. Who was ready for today and wanted to share something else?
I marked also word jigsaws that Kate mentioned, and except for that, changing words.
What is changing words about?
It's about when you like start probably from making the words from the sounds cuts. Yes, when you say like but and they put bat, and then you say like, okay, can you change bat into beat? And they need to change just one sound in the word. They need to understand which sound to change. Like it's also like an easy one, but I never tried. I mean,
this
like it's
activity is going to be very useful when you come to the difference between a, e, a. Okay,
And
that,
also,
but, pan, pin, pen. Yeah, if you use this activity and like ask the kids, now we do pan, now we do pen, now we do pin, now we do pawn. Yeah, that's an easier one. So within this activity, it's a good idea to practice the difference between the short vowels a, e, a. So there's something you wanted to add?
yeah, also with consonants, n, also with this v, w, something.
To kind of emphasize the difference between the things that are often confused, like th and f are often confused. Yeah, th, f, n, n, the vowels, and yeah, like maybe b, d as well. Yes, that's a very good idea. So changing words is another kind of a new activity to put in the list and to check out. Changing words. All right, anything else, anybody?
So with this activity, we can just jump to the right if you hear or just with
jump to the right, jump to the left,
or like right to the left. Yeah. So it's also changing vowels or consonants.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Anything else, anybody? More activities that you liked and wanted to share your opinion about? No more. Okay. Question number 1.
Maybe about blending, Tatiana.
What is it?
Okay. I want it was Marina.
Yeah, Marina.
I wanted to share about blending. Yeah, about blending, like I even don't remember how I usually do with kids. When you have these two initial sounds at the beginning, like clap, yeah, in the word clap, we need to teach them, do not pronounce kl up, but kl up, like to use two initial
Consonant blends. Mhm.
sounds together, yeah.
Yes, to help them already blend in little groups. Yeah, like two consonants together and a consonant and the vowel. And this is especially effective for little kids because bigger kids learn this blending quite quickly. And the smaller kids struggle with blending more often just because they are younger.
And usually they usually miss this word, this consonant, yeah, like not clap. They write not clap, but cap.
Yes. So, and in our situation, since Marina is teaching younger, like the youngest kids usually, she experiences this she sees this difficulty with the kids struggling with the blending more often than those that are older, right? Because older kids do not have much difficulty learning to blend because of their like really mature brains already. Okay, thank you, Marina.
May I say something?
Yes, sure.
It's just a good idea to use this wheel when we are talking about this game. I mean, these initial sounds. If someone
Can
don't
we
know, we have
make
this
you
wheel
the
from
speaker and you show it to us very well, please?
speaker. How can I be a
No,
speaker?
yeah, it's done. Just like you show us and everybody will see you on full screen.
See, look. So this is, for example, where's it? So you can spin it. Yeah, it just, and words start to change.
Natalia has all the treasures
and
of
even
Phonics
on the internet
resources.
maybe and on the internet I just saw that many teachers created by themselves with just paper plates. They just cut inside some hole, use maybe I don't know what, so they created by themselves.
That's
someone
very
want
cool.
I can.
Where did you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
this thing? Did you make it yourself or did you buy it? Or where did you get it?
No, I bought it on that site that I sent you, bibliopilot.ru.
Are you using it in your class? Is BriTannia'School lucky?
Not now, maybe later, of course I will. It's nice.
Yeah, maybe that's a cool thing to have. Maybe you could bring it to Mikhalova so we take a copy.
Yeah, of course.
And yeah, that's a funny thing. It works very well for blending. Or just keep it in mind for the next order, whenever we are ordering some grammar books for new courses, we can add this to the shopping list, to the shopping cart, and maybe get one for every school. That's a really lovely one, lovely thing. Thank you, Natalie. Okay, so we're done with the question number 1. Nobody has anything to add about activities? You still fished a lot from that list, you know, that was actually pretty well known to us. You still did a good job on singling out something really nice. Okay, there's nothing else to add. For struggling children, those who haven't learned to read like the majority of the class, what are the reasons? Okay, let's summarize. Why do kids, Nicholas, the door, please. Why do kids struggle to read whilst others are successful? Factors.
For 2 reasons.
Yeah.
Memory.
Weak memory. What kind of memory? There we have to speak about different kind of memory. For visual memory, it's the phonics themselves. If they have poor visual memory, they can't remember the phonics and what it means. Yeah. There's also poor audio memory, which makes it difficult to
hear,
to blend sounds, right? Daria says the first telltale sign that a child is struggling is when he or she fails to learn the letter sounds. Poor visual memory. Yeah, that's what I wanted you to do. Just single out just like phrases, okay? What are the reasons? Poor visual memory. Poor blending skill. Okay, 2. Why else?
The age.
Age.
Pronunciation of the teacher.
Just before we Natalie, one moment. Mary, that's right. The age. Their brain is not mature enough to learn reading. 2 kids can be of the same age, born on the same day, but one child is ready for reading and the other one is not. And that's okay. Yeah, that's absolutely normal. Other reasons?
Bad pronunciation.
Bad
Teacher's bad
pronunciation of who?
Teacher.
So he needs to
Well,
go
yeah,
to
that teacher
first.
is technically a problem everywhere. So let's not get to the teacher's factor. Let's stay with the kids factor. Yeah, what factors influence kids' disability to learn reading as fast as their peers?
It was said about poor background. I mean, background knowledge. I didn't really catch what they meant concerning like native speakers, but I can understand what it means like for our kids when we're talking about poor background, like poor background knowledge. I mean, not very educated. Maybe they meant not very educated family or something like that.
It's like called social. It's like poor social social background.
Yes, that one. I can maybe understand it in comparison with the Russian language when our kids are struggling with Russian reading or like dealing with Russian sounds and they come to Britannia School at early age, they continue to struggle with the English as well. Yeah, or some of the kids who are struggling with maths, with numbers, they are then struggling with the letters at Britannia School and so on and so forth. Like some similarities, some connections between like poor understanding of this world, I would say, yes, and then the combination of this poor understanding with like reading.
So I was speaking about the social background. Yeah, that's a factor that we have to consider. Okay, anyway,
Literacy.
because if we see this happen, we have to like be aware of it. Anything else to add here?
Serious problems with their health.
Health problems, yeah. Yeah, we sometimes might not notice and then realize, there's a problem with health. Okay, there's something. Autists, okay, this problem also takes place, it happens, and autists are not very fast to learn. But the most important thing here is this one, ladies. Okay, this is what I always ask you to do, to keep in contact with the parents. Parents need to be informed that their child is not managing to learn the letter sounds easily. A poor visual memory is usually the cause. Encourage the parents to be understanding and ask them to give support to their children where possible. Okay, that's a very strong message that a teacher has to be always aware of and keep this, hand on the pulse, reminding, like keeping the parents informed, like your child is doing good, your child is doing not very good, your child is struggling. Okay, it can't be perfect always, because we can't say at the end of the year to the parent, like, you know what, your child hasn't been very good this year, but let's try next year with the same course. What? They have to be aware of where the child is at every stage. That's why I ask you to communicate with parents. And another name test is coming soon to see how well you have progressed since February. Yes, keeping in touch with parents concerning their awareness of the kids' success. Okay, that's what I wrote about this question. And the second one's like, what's the solution? How do we fix the problem with the struggling child?
Extra lessons.
Extra lessons, one way with a teacher at school, Another one with a parent at home, okay? If a parent is able to teach extra, parents should cooperate with teachers. If not, school has to provide the extra lessons. What else?
Extra practice during not extra but ordinary lessons, like some more attention. And it was also mentioned about pair work with good student and fast learner, but I'm not sure that we can use it like on a regular basis.
Yeah, so like giving this child an extra attention might help. Let's say hello to everybody. Say hello.
Hello.
Ladies. This is how we're looking at you here. You see? That's all they have to know. Exactly. So it is the best to provide the struggling children with extra letter sound or blending lessons in which they can learn these skills. You can't take my phone. Sorry, I can't give you the phone now. Oh my God, these tears taking the phone from them. So stressful. This one, whilst the children work on different activities, yeah, this is what Mary said, and give reading activities. Yeah, this one, they advise, Jolly Phonics advises to keep it constant and give them like a 20-30 minute every day, 20-30 minute daily practice. So it's not the idea of just like, okay, no, okay, every day, little by little, sound by sound, just like give it, okay, 15 minutes, but on a daily basis is 100% better than just doing it once a week, because they have to like lay it as a brick over brick. Okay, good. Anything else to add here? You know what? One more idea.
Radical method. If you have no chance, you need to start with the first sound. With
Exactly, that's what I wrote, Zulia, right now. See, start anew. Okay, if you just like behind, if nothing worked, go na второgodника, go another year, go again with another course. And we have had these situations, and we have had such precedents, and this works. Okay, it didn't work 1 year, but it works the second year. So technically, this is like a good idea to a good way of fixing this problem. Okay, now the checklists, please. Let's have a look at the next one. Checklist. Any ideas how to implement the checklist in our program? Have you seen the checklist? Have you guys seen the checklist? Has anybody opened that link?
yes. Open all these 80 pages.
Yeah, that's the checklist for, I don't know, for 2, for 3 years, how many? And they're pretty well put together. They have a very nice layout, right? You just like take it and make it. So all the sounds, ticking, like keeping control of how the kids can manage this and that. All this in boxes here, have a look. So that's...
So I will give it tomorrow to my group.
Sorry?
Stage 1. I will give it tomorrow to my group, stage 1. We just finished 3 books.
But how will you do it, Kate?
I will not
tell
tell
like, guys, we're gonna have an exam. Oh, now
I will not tell them that's the kind of test. Let's play.
Will you print a paper for each student? Like, what are you gonna do with this checklist?
We will read. So we do it every class. So we read the sounds, we read the words, we write them. They just combine it in one nice list.
Mm-hmm.
But I need the help of the assistant.
Yes, if you want to check every child, it's going to take up so much time, won't it? Mm-hmm. So at this stage, if you want to have a control, if you want to control the knowledge of every student, you have to have them one by one come to you. Okay, let's see how you can read this. As you listen, you print out the first one for yourself, okay? And you don't show it to the student, this page. What you show to the student is you show this one or any other layout of the phonics that you have. Because when the student says something correctly, you give them a tick. But if the student says something incorrectly, and if you do this, and if the student sees it, they get stressed. That's why if you control their knowledge, make sure that they do not see your notes. Otherwise, they will be worried about like what you're gonna write there about them. Just like you keep reading, and even if they fail to read a sound, you don't like stress over it. Like, okay, let's continue. That's fine. That's okay. Just like say what you can. So they can't see. They can't see your notes while they are reading. That's important. Yeah, and that's gonna take up much time, Kate. So we used to do this in the beginning, like kept control of the students' ability to read those sounds. But as the practice showed, it was not as effective as time-consuming it was. If the school that is using Jolly Phonics is responsible for providing the results, like showing the progress of the students, they might want to include it in their program, and like they will make their teachers do the control. But I don't see much use in spending our time checking them by checklists. What we did with this, in the beginning of the year, we would have one test for the students, including all the 7 groups. And from that test, we could see what most students are struggling with. And basing out, and this was a kind of an idea for us to see what to do with them. Are they strong enough with these sounds, or do we need to go over them again, or are they fine and we can just continue? So these checklists, these tests, help us, only us, understand what we're going to do with these students next. Nothing to report to the parents, nothing to report to the kids. It just like was for us an idea to see. You ran to be here again. You escaped from your home. Yes, you escaped. You can come, but I'm not giving you the phone. Come. Okay. And be quiet so your dad doesn't hear where you are. Okay, checklist. Any other ideas? Shh, don't shout so loudly. Any other ideas about the checklists?
I guess you've mentioned everything. We just called it an assessment, right? An assessment test. It is called in our files that you were talking about the combination of like the checklist that is used after all 7 books. And usually, like in my experience, it was the beginning of May, the end of April, when we finished all 7 books, we got this assessment test. And we had a month to like work with this week sounds and like to change the pronunciation of the cut somehow. That's how.
Yes, the assessment should help us to understand where we are. Yeah, on what stage.
Yes. Yes.
We have assessment sheet for phase 4. This is more about blending here. Yes, see, this is like more of a blending skill checked. And phonics stage 5 has got these difficult sounds, the magic E, these difficult words, blah, blah, blah. Okay, good. Anything useful here?
Just don't forget to check the progress.
Yeah. Okay. Explaining the activity. Okay, so we went through the answer to this question by Marina's example, And I just really needed you to understand how important it is to put an instruction clearly so that your listeners understand what you are speaking about. Okay? It's about the skill of being in the head of your listener. Yeah, I want you to work on it well and just like to strengthen it, being in the head of your listener. Okay, so, and the last one. Yes, how to adapt question sentences to a fun activity. Okay, so there's a list of many sentences, the questions that we can use in class. Look at them. Is sand green? Do we cut with a fork? Can frogs jump? Yeah. What does this activity check? Not activity, but at what stage do we use this?
First stage is the beginners. It's the simple. No.
Not beginners, Zulia. Not beginners. Not beginners.
It was written 3 or 4, stage 3 or 4.
Yeah, like they are supposed to read the sentences already, right? They're supposed to read and understand. Is sand green? That sentence is simple enough to read, to understand the meaning, and to provide an answer. That's simple information. Is sand green? Okay, not sand. Okay. Can frogs jump? That's a simple question. It's easy to read, easy to understand, to blend, to comprehend, and to give an answer for. But that's where we check already how the students understand our reading. So what can we do with this in our classroom? This is
Play sunglasses game.
material. Marina?
To play sunglasses game, yes, no questions like put on, take off your sunglasses.
Yeah. Is sand green? Yes for sunglasses for yes. Sunglasses off for no. Yeah, we can have sunglasses game for this. What else can we do with this list of questions?
Chinese whisper. We can play Chinese whisper. That's questions. The whole list is from questions, I see.
Okay,
So,
I have always been confused by how much use Chinese whispers bring to language learning. Natalia,
for example, here we can practice.
How do you see the use of Chinese whispers?
For example, here, if for example I choose this activity, I want to practice with them. How to say? Intonation of a question, because sometimes I see that kids create a question but didn't do the intonation, and I just don't understand that they're asking me, and they don't understand that I do not understand them because they didn't make an intonation. So
okay, but
for example,
Chinese whispers supposes whispering, no, in the ear.
Yeah, but it's for me.
But how can you provide intonation where somewhere you're whispering? It's really difficult.
So I just try to say silently, "Is that green?" And intonation up. So.
And everybody has to repeat in each other's ear, right?
Yeah. As for me, I will try in this way. Maybe it will not work, but who knows?
Okay, Natalia. What's the point? Do they have to understand the meaning of the sentence?
In this activity?
Yes.
Depends on the child. If they don't understand.
No. It's like how you set it. What's the point of Chinese whispers?
As for me, as I said, you're asking me.
Okay, for you, it's the point to demonstrate the intonation. What's the point for the kids to play this game?
Just for fun.
Where is the fun?
The fun is that they cannot at the end maybe have the same sentence like it was at the beginning. So as for me, we have lots of fun when they
so that's where Chinese whispers use linguistic aim for me. That's why I don't like it, because kids can deliberately say it a little bit in the wrong way from what they heard to have fun. So the aim is to kind of is to break up that word or phrase so that they could have fun. If there's anybody protecting, Chinese Whispers protector of fans, you can give me grounds like why this is a good game. I would gladly listen to you. But I personally don't really like this game. If you can prove that it's useful, Natalia, it's not about like you. I know lots of teachers play it. I just don't see the point of playing it. And if somebody wants to tell me what's the point in playing it, I would gladly listen to you.
As for me, just as I said,
Sorry.
Okay, Natalia, then Sula. Natalia?
About Chinese game. Chinese Whisper. Can I?
Yeah, sure. So, go ahead.
So it's a good game for concentrating students' attention before cooking, for example. They just, what we're going to cook, just let's whisper. And they just pay attention for this and they just keep quiet.
So you're telling them in the ear what you're going to cook?
Yes.
And they pass it on to each other?
No, they just go, yes. They pass.
Yes, there is a motivation to understand because they want to understand.
And to be quiet, yes, and just they concentrate. It's gonna be noisy atmosphere, and then it's gonna be just listen. We need to be attentive, just to listen to.
Yes, when you set a motivation to like they are motivated to know what's the meaning of that phrase because everybody knows what wants to know what we're gonna cook. Yeah, if you put it that way, that makes sense. Okay, 1-1. Daria is
only for this way.
That I played Chinese Whispers with present continuous. It was fun for the kids, really, for all the ones. They couldn't hear some of the parts of the sentences, so had to remake it correctly every time to make sense at the end of the circle, right? As far as I understand. Okay, yeah. So the present continuous, you make a sentence. You have to like, as long as you keep analyzing it at the end of the circle, not just like laughing over broken sentence or word, so that it makes sense. Okay. What's this Victoria's activity? She gave the students 2 different marbles and they make bet to guess the answer before knowing the question. After reading it, they will know whether they won. Yeah, that was a funny one. You're only guessing the answer to the question, not. Yes, by the way, can parents lick or stamp? So with this activity that is suggesting, say, you choose yes or no. Let's play it. Okay. Zule, yes or no?
One more activity with questions.
Yes, Zule, yes or no?
What? Yes.
Yes, okay. And here is my question. Is a hammer for hitting nails?
No.
Well, actually, yes, because nails is actually both the iron nail and the fingernails. Okay, Kate, yes or no?
No.
No. Okay, the question is top top on this list. Do ants buzz? No, and you win. So whoever wins the answer to the question is the kind of, yeah, you keep the stone. Okay, that's an amazing, Daria, thank you so much. That's a great idea of what to do with these sentences. I'm going to do it with group number 9 on Friday. There's a lot of excitement, there's need to understand, there's a lot of motivation to understand, there's reading a sentence, comprehending. Great job. Yes. Any other ideas of what to do with these sentences?
A basketball game.
What is it?
Just throw a ball. If it's yes or no, if it's really yes, you catch a ball. Oh no.
It's like catch a ball for yes and don't catch a ball and push it off for no.
Yeah.
Like съедобное и
it's like a hot potato. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's a nice. But in this case, you have to really think fast. Yeah. You have to really go like to understand very fast. And then do you say the sentence or do you read the sentence? And depending on what you choose, that this is practicing reading or practicing listening and comprehension. Good. Anything else?
Just simply the jumping yes no game.
Jumping to the right, jumping to the right for yes, jumping to the left for no. Yeah, and whoever jumps correctly. There's a lot of trick with this game because the strongest student jumps to the correct side and everybody else jumps behind the strongest student, like, or after the strongest student, because they know they're stronger. Like, you have to really organize this game well, or play it in like 1 by 1, yeah, and give like only 3 seconds to jump. Yes.
Or to put on a sleeping mask.
Oh my God, they're gonna hit each other's heads.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's a funny idea. But there's a listening then. It's not a reading exercise. That's a listening exercise because they will not be able to see the sentence if you put the sleeping mask on. Or divide them into pairs. Yeah, playing by pairs. Not the whole group, but by pairs, so that everybody gets more of the individual time. Lovely. Okay, there are many sentences here. Many. Oh, 15 pages. Okay. We have got, by the way, we have got some of these kind of sentences printed in Mikhalova in one of the boxes to practice reading activities for yes and no answers. Somebody has to go. Insight from Daria. Pay attention to your explanation of the activity. Don't use pronouns. And such little entertaining details as shaking hands. That's correct. Lovely. We figured out what to do with the question sentences. Insights, ladies. Okay. I'm gonna copy Daria's insight. Sorry. I'm gonna copy Daria's insight here. And if anybody has got something to share, let's give it like 3 minutes and I'll let you go. Insights of the lesson. Anybody willing to speak?
Can I ask just when I was reading the material and I opened this table with questions, there was only phrase prepare to new list activities.
I know.
Prepare to list new activities.
Yes.
And then there was like when I was reading, I didn't know what to concentrate on. I just read through the activities and that's it.
Yes, well, this is my bad. I did not prepare it in time because of like being snowed under with all the things that is going on. I also added these questions to the list today during the lesson or during the day, but I figured this would be more useful than just read it. I figured as I put these questions even today and we come to discuss them each evening, it will still be more useful than just like going through text. So there's nothing bad about you guys haven't prepared the answers to these because you had your right to read this at the weekend, not in the last moment as I did so. But anyways, this is more useful than just, just skip through the lines of the text. That's why you could have an insight, Lera, not from the reading it, but from today's meeting. Okay, something that you liked from today's meeting.
When I was reading the material, I had some ideas in my mind, like, oh, that's interesting, but after 2 classes I forgot everything. And when ladies were saying about the activities, I was like, oh, I remember this, and I also wanted to say about that, and but without ladies I wouldn't remember about this moment.
So see how precious it is to be here together to exchange our things that we notice. Because honestly, I picked up from you as well a lot. The one thing that you read with your own head, but if there are 10 heads reading and then sharing their besties, all of these besties become our own. So it's super precious to share the things that we have discovered from reading the same thing. Don't you think so? I'm personally very much happy about this thing that we are doing, sharing the insights, because otherwise it's like грибочек под листиком. It stays unnoticed unless you take it out from there, clean it from the dirt, Show it to your friends, like, look at this mushroom that I found. Oh, I just walked that way, I did not see it. How did you see it? Ta-dam, but we will eat it together. So, Olga's feedback. There were a lot of new activities for me and funny ways to change them to fit the age of kids. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Olga, for this lovely insight. So, Lera, what was your insight? I think I interrupted you, sorry.
No, I finished it. When ladies expressed their ideas, I kind of have the same thoughts. I remember, oh, I wanted to say about this. I also marked this in my head, but I read it, and as I didn't have any questions, I didn't write the information. It's just prepared to list, and I prepared to list.
Will you let me put it this way, Lera? Sharing insights helps to concentrate on important things.
Yeah.
Sharing
exactly what I wanted to say.
Good. Thank you. Anybody else has anything to share? Insights of today's meeting? Not of today's text, because at the beginning of the lesson I asked you, what do you think about the text? But now I ask you, what do you think about today's lesson? What was something that you liked?
I like the top first activity that you, Tatiana, mentioned about just put words on the thread. I just this one, it was new for me. Put words in the threads and tap it. Cow with your bottom as well.
I like this checklist, this document, but with 80 pages, because I think I can use it like a word builder. For example, at first, children can see noun and what do we have here? Noun and what? So like a word builder. It's a great idea to help kids to start to read when they have such simple sentences, and they become more difficult. It's a good idea.
Checklists. Okay, thank you, Natalie. Anybody else? Okay, it's 20:27. Zula?
Pick up and pass. It's a new for me.
Pick up and pass.
Yeah. One more thing. Can I read?
Yep.
Imagine the word is in front of you and it's facing the children opposite you. Point with your finger to each imaginary letter, sound as you say it, and then go back to the beginning of the word and run your finger along the word as you say it. So like a m, a, n, and then you need to put your fingers to the beginning, and then just to show that you need to read from the beginning the whole word.
Yes, this imaginary thing.
Like a man. Yeah.
That imaginary thing, actually, kids love it very much. I sometimes implement it when I introduce the vocabulary. So like, look, that's a ring. I put a ring on my finger. Look how beautiful it is. Okay, and that's an ice cream. I eat my ice cream. So it's language compensating for something imaginary. And yeah, I just remembered this from demonstration of that activity. You say m, a, n, and the kids have to understand where is m, where is a, where is n. That's using imagination. Kids love using imagination, and we can work on that. We can base a lot of activities on this and fun and learning. So grown-ups are bad with this, but kids are very good with using their imagination. That's why I highly recommend to use the kid imagination in the classroom. Okay.
So for me was the new information. Tap first with the bottom, also like Marina with your feet. I use it tomorrow. Then cut the words. I also just don't forget it. I need not to forget about
Yeah,
this.
cutting
Cut the word.
the word jigsaw, it's called. Word jigsaw.
Yeah. And divide the words while cooking. It's also interesting.
Mm-hmm. With step first with the bottom jigsaw, word jigsaw, and blending.
Divide the words like sh, u, g, a.
Mm-hmm. Blending while during the kitchen hour.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Ladies, just 1 second before you go, please. I need to mark this presence today who came and worked. So just quickly, let's run through this. Olga warned she has a birthday of her child. Zulia, yes. Marina, yes. Uliana, don't remember. I think she warned. Yulia, don't know. Kate is here. Helen, don't know about Helen. Diana, Mary, Lera, Natalie, Olga, Dania, and Olga warned me that she's not going to be present. Okay, thank you very much for coming for such an interesting meeting. It was a real pleasure for me to see you and to communicate. Like I'm happy, I'm blessed, I'm delighted to work with people like you, motivated, self-developing, growing professionally. My real pleasure. Love you all. Hope to see you all in real life. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.